Hello, and welcome to another episode of me playing Crusader Kings 3 using the hardest possible rule set, starting as the Duke of Champagne in 1178. In episode 2, we lost all of our titles, largely to Henry II Plantagenet, who had become a scourge conqueror when he conquered the part of France that he did not have. That's where almost all of our territory was located, and we ended up losing all of it. We were stuck in one county that was quickly attacked. This was first occupied as part of a war between the rump of France and the Holy Roman Empire, and then was attacked by Upper Lotharingia, that duchy, causing us to lose it, and so we became landless. What we've been doing then is trying to build up our camp, build up our forces to take some more land. As a reminder, as part of playing on the hardest possible rule set, we are not going to take this decision. We do one of the unwritten rules, actually the only unwritten rule that we're playing with, is that we will not become a conqueror. It just makes the game too easy, and if that's an option, then I would just take it every time. Makes the runs quite boring. Instead, we're going to figure out another way to get some land. I have been looking around to see is there a good duchy that we could conquer with our current army? And the answer is probably not. Again, we're playing on very hard difficulty. That means the AI gets a lot of gold and that troops are less expensive for them. So you can see here, Burgundy, currently they just have a massive amount of troops. Most of that's mercenaries, but they still have plenty of gold to hire more mercenaries. But even some of these smaller duchies like Anjou here, Upper Burgundy, we just would not have the forces to be able to take them on. The one that comes perhaps closest is Savoy here, because they are ruled by a 10-year-old. You could also look into taking over just the county of Cologne and then getting claims on some of these other counties to create the Duchy of Lower Lotharingia. That is an option, but I think I want to go for something a little better if we could. Cologne is a very good holding because it has a special building, the Cologne Cathedral. See there, it has a number of benefits, including more taxes and increased knight effectiveness. Also, it's relatively well built up, so it's certainly an option. But I think for now, we just keep grinding out these contracts and continuing to try to improve our army and put ourselves in a better position to conquer some territory later on. What I do want to look at is we got our special decision armor here, the Golden Coat of the Swan. Parts of it are worse than our current armor. Most obviously the prowess. Has a little bit of knight effectiveness. I don't know that there's a big difference between these two, so we'll keep going. One other decision I would like to eventually take is this one. You see it costs quite a bit of gold that we don't yet have, and we don't quite satisfy, but you can get an extremely powerful book artifact that increases lifestyle experience for future holders. Indeed, if you get the max level, I think it's a 40% increase in monthly lifestyle experience, which is just huge. And all of my heirs, we be able to use that for the rest of the game. Again, as for now, let's look to see. We'll just get more contracts. We are an intrigue character, which I talked about before. Not really my favorite lifestyle, but it's the one that this character has. This is the son of our original character. I believe when we started playing, he was 12 years old, and he was already an intrigue character then, so not really a good option to change him at that point. One thing we might also consider is seeing if we find another younger wife. We do have 5 children, all daughters. Our most likely heirs we put up here. Let's take a look at them and see if we can influence their personality, do anything else to make them better characters. Does it look like it? Take this guy to be our another knight. Can always use more people if they're free. I think maybe hire this guy, and he's a good knight. And also, he is, actually an excellent master of arms. So I think that actually makes sense. Now we'll go out and continue looking for more contracts. And I usually go balanced. This contract is taking quite a bit longer than I would have expected. Let's go with the highest percentage chance here. Usually I just accept the result of homes unless they have some negative effect on me. One thing we will need to do is, looking at our army, is we need to get some siege equipment. That's going to be necessary when we attack to try to get some land here. Meantime, we'll see if we can get some of our patrons to give us. We'll hold a grand tournament for us. Let's remember who he is, Count Guy. Well, if he will do that now, that would be helpful. This guy will give us quite a bit of gold. We do have a lot of prestige. Assume the ones here that are... I see. I think, again, decent amount of gold. Let's see how the tournament works in a couple years, so looks like it won't happen immediately. Let's go ahead and create some trebuchets, so we'll need them. And okay, he held a grand tournament immediately. That's very good. Tournaments are often a better source of prestige and gold than contracts. You can see here we're quite well developed in most of the hostile looter experience track, so good for us to go to grand tournaments. Probably should have visited the castle holding again and at least generated some more contracts, but I did not. So this daughter is stewardship, so stubborn is certainly an option to increase her stewardship. The obvious problem is it carries a whole bunch of vassal opinion penalties. I think we'll go brave, which has more martial and prowess, has some positive opinion modifiers. I used to like stubborn back when domain limit was based on stewardship, but now that it's no longer, now it's based primarily on education levels, I think stubborn is less useful as a trait. And here we're going to have very rebellious vassals whenever we do become landed, and so that makes stubborn and its vassal opinion penalties less attractive. I usually don't sabotage people, just proceed onward. The highest percentage chance here. this option, get more foot experience. So it's probably going to be maxed out. Yep. Okay. I mean, that's good. You know, positive to max out the hostile looter traits. We're certainly going to keep competing, even though we take a massive amount of stress for being fickle, strangely enough. Did lose wounded, which is good. Won this event, go into the next one. This is good that he really is holding all 5 events. It's a bit less good that they're all mostly melee foot experience events, since we've already maxed out on melee. Though you can say on the flip side that we should do very well in all these events. Let's get the horse experience here, most likely. I guess we could do this. Let's increase our score as well. And again, largely here looking to maximize our score and our chances of winning. Really don't want to spend the gold, but I also want to avoid stress. It looks like this. We have a good chance of avoiding stress, and we did. This is a bit of a coin flip here. I mean, I think it's worth it because in a melee, really your decisions don't affect your progress to victory too much. It's always going to be a coin flip. So I'd rather see if I can get the horse experience. I did not. You can see we went from 53 to 52%. So losing that didn't really change our chances of winning very much. And we still won the melee. Just keep going here. I'd rather not have a stress break. I suppose we could try it and then just do camp revelry or whatever. And we go back to our camp. Could also go to the tavern here and see if we could do anything useful to reduce our stress, but we could not. Always take these excellent female knights that show up at grand tournaments. They are remarkably powerful. Again, as we have max foot experience, we should have a strong chance of winning these duels. Don't really care much about a random count, so we'll get the extra score. Win the duel. We should see what exactly our prizes are. So here you see, 750 prestige, 50 gold. It's all good stuff. Dynasty gets 50 renown. Probably just reject her scheme when it pops up right there. Didn't want to take the other option because of the stress. Now this is our oldest daughter, who's a bastard, so don't really care about her, though it is still disappointing. She had such a poor education. She was not one of my wards, so I didn't have much control over her. gave her to someone else to educate. Unfortunately, as a landless character, you do not have a tutor as an option, and so your children tend to have worse education results. Go with the higher percentage chance there. Doesn't look like I got it. Oh, I did. Okay, good. Here we're looking for the highest percentage, really. Don't think anything else makes a difference. Well, this, we get more stress relief, so we'll take that. Ugh. So, really don't want the second one. That's just a massive amount of stress. I guess we'll take advantage of our... I mean, will this give me a secret? That's the concern. I think let's do the bottom one. Well, back over the stress limit, but guess we've had a mental break recently, so we don't get another mental break here. We are approaching legendary figure, which would allow us to attack an entire empire, I should say, take it over. You know, the most likely would be the Holy Roman Empire if we were to try to do that. But I just don't think our armies will be powerful enough. Go with a high percentage chance here. Same. Just go with whatever maximizes our likelihood of victory. There we go. Wrestling is good because if you win a wrestling event for 5 years, you get a huge health boost, so should keep us nice and healthy. Let's see if we've got anything worth equipping. Probably not. Maybe that brooch there. Take a quick look. Actually, yes. All right. And on we go. So it looks like we can participate in a Stand With Us contract. The enemy is quite powerful. Create more armored footmen, maybe crossbowmen even. Let's see if we can fill out our forces by visiting the castle holding. She's very inexpensive. I don't think we should hire her. She is not. Let's move on and we'll look at this Stand With Us contract. Let's see how our armies can perform here. Looks like the Duke of Akitan has assembled quite a powerful force even without us, so let's see what we can do about mopping up the enemy forces here. Join us, yes. Probably just keep hunting down these opposing forces. Unfortunately, this battle is not going to go our way. So that tells us a bit about how powerful or not our armies are. So I think we have a long way to go before conquering any land. Fill in the positions of some of these people that died in that battle. And again, at least now we think we know where we stand, and probably going to need to play as landless for the rest of this character's life. Have to hope we can do better with our heirs. Maybe we will use our remaining forces and go over there and siege down the capital. We complete this contract. We can move on to some more. You can see here our opponent just hired more mercenaries. You know, he has a lot of gold. Mercenaries are very inexpensive. Okay, we don't have enough people to do that, unfortunately, to be able to effectively siege it. So keep going on here. Maybe with the way that their army has been reduced in size, we would be able to beat them now. But probably not. Let's make a tactical retreat back to our other forces here. Like that. Second option was clearly better. I think she probably has all the good traits that we were going to give her. Here we can try to make her diligent. This is probably, at least might be the girl that we have as our actual heir. Did not succeed. Just gain more stress. Out our allies here. Could go to that grand wedding for stress relief. Probably going to be stuck in this battle for a while, so Guess let's do that. We'll hire some captains so we don't drown. Looks like we have eliminated the opposing forces, so we'll bring this guy on as a knight. Pretty good one. Post-grand wedding, you know, we're really looking to relieve as much stress as we can. I'm sure it would help if our army had general. Just hold the siege progress here. Most likely when our allies take the capital, that'll be the end of the war. Hopefully we get a lot of gold, even though it's questionable how much we helped. Are at 100% now. 412 is okay, I guess. And we get another stress break. See how bad this is. Not good. So this is our daughter, who I was educating. You know, she ended up as a 3-star education. That's okay. Certainly would have hoped for a 4-star, but again, without a tutor, you're just going to get worse educational experiences. Still get the intrigue experience. Obviously want to avoid stress, especially a level 3 stress break. Getting a stress relief characteristic is helpful, though now I don't see where it is. Okay. Take the max amount of stress relief there. That was very useful. Take more intrigue lifestyle experience. I guess it's worth 17 gold for stress relief. Go with this option, decrease our stewardship, get some more stress relief. Keep building here to improve our men-at-arms and our army strength, since they did not really perform well in the last war. I think we'll also hire another regiment of armored footmen, get them up. They are sort of the backbone of any army. There are a lot of plains here. I think it's either the woodlands for the forest or the plains, you know, highlands and drylands, not really where we're fighting at the moment. Maybe let's go woodlands. Oh, there is talk to confident. Okay. Lose more stress. We will go to mostly restore our men-at-arms. Get another knight here. Okay. See if there are any really good contracts around. I thought. Guess that's down here. Let's take a look. Another stand with us contract. I do not think we'd be able to make enough of a difference there. Our armies just aren't powerful enough. So let's take some easier contract instead. Don't think I'd ever played a landless character in 1178 or generally speaking this late in the game before. I was curious if playing in late Middle Ages would cause us to have an increase in the money we get for contracts, but it looks like the answer is no. So we will not become incestuous. Always interesting what CK3 proposes to have you do. Perhaps not that surprising, given that a perfect circle is an achievement, that there will be some weird stuff in the game. Assume it's too early to... Yep. Okay. Let's do this passage of arms. Seems like for some reason the passages of arms take more time. But... oh, not this one at least. It's fine. Guess we'll do intrigue. I don't want to become a criminal, so we aren't going to be doing any criminal contracts. Should be qualified to do this task, but you never know. Okay, happy to take that gold. See, I thought there'd be another intrigue contract around here somewhere. I am not seeing it. Let's try this one. Intrigue, I should be able to catch these people out in lies fairly easily, except for this guy who's tougher. I think we'll just go with sometimes you get a very large amount of prestige. That's not really enough to justify failing the contract, so go with this. That decision's clearly too risky. And depending on how much gold they have, I think usually it's better to use our favors to increase our army size. Another quick contract. Just to be sure, I assume crossbowmen are archers and not some special category. Type archers. Okay, good. Okay, looks like we can just take the second option and automatically prevail. So that works. That's plenty of gold, so we'll take that. Don't know if there's much benefit of going to someone's coronation. Transport contracts, like sometimes do large amount of funds, which could be useful. She's an interesting character. If only she had some genetic traits, to consider divorcing my current wife and marrying her, but she doesn't, so it's very expensive to hire someone. I think probably take one of these traveler contracts. Usually just take the option that lets the poem succeed, so long as it doesn't do anything negative to me. Okay, so this is daughter that was also one of our wards. So you see she's beautiful. She only ends up with 3-star fortune builder trait, and that's sort of the way it goes. I assume that none of my courtiers have any inheritable traits. No. Maybe we'll hold off on her for a little while in terms of getting her married. Guess we'll take the stress loss there. If our learning or stewardship is higher, stewardship, so those. That guy is a very good knight, but of course he's very expensive to hire. I'd rather save our money for men-at-arms and buildings at this point, and get cheaper knights through this event, though this guy's not particularly good. Thought there'd be more travel contracts, but there are not. Okay, one of the things I had not seen is that the King Henry II died. It looks like one of his grandsons took over, and he is not a scourge conqueror. So you can see that Henry II assembled this quite large realm, but there is a real risk of it falling apart. The other big concern is that we have Mali down here, and you can see obviously he is a scourge conqueror, and so he may be able to really eat in to the territory of the Frankia Empire. So it's a significant concern. Another reason to hold off on trying to obtain land is sort of see where this all shakes out in terms of how much land Mali takes. If Frankia falls apart completely, lots of things can happen. See the Mongols over here, still making some progress, I guess, though. Oh, they have a lot of forces, yeah. So I would think sometimes interesting is that Genghis Khan does not get the Scourge Conqueror trait himself. I mean, he has other benefits, but not that one, which sometimes mean that Scourge Conquerors can beat him. We just have to see how it goes for him. I don't think he's ever going to reach us, but you never know. It's always a possibility. See if there are any fast stewardship schemes that we can complete. gold. So we are building up our army here, somewhat slowly. Should be another quick contract. So I think the stress loss here is well worth it. A reduction in stress gain, to be more specific, but to really help us avoid stress breaks. You know, we are at quite low stress now, so that's good. Let's see what there's some quick contract we might be able to complete. Hopefully this one will go fast. Interesting. I think we just take the prestige and piety. Fill in some of our officers here, which should help improve the effectiveness of our armies by a significant amount. Again, you know, maybe we'll get to somewhere where we can effectively fight for some land. You know, looking, I think, for either a powerful duchy or a small kingdom. Guessing there's some sort of rebellion. Maybe not. Maybe it's more localized. You see all these troops here. Let's see. I mean, this war, we could go over there and help. See if we can do anything to the castle first. That guy looks like he's worth hiring. Let's see. I think let's take on this contract and see if we can get a good amount of gold and prestige. See how our hopefully improved army performs. We do have a perk that allows us to expose secrets for prestige, so let's go through some of that. We are getting very close to legendary figure, which, you know, should be helpful in the long run. So I think we need to be smart fighting these guys. Try to find a terrain advantage. Could fight them in the forest if possible. or just join our allies for the first battle and hopefully I don't know, this is a good idea. Let's go with that. Don't really want her to be unfortunately here, I just think that now maybe with these forces joining in, we can do some good here. Let's see what happens. Yep, that should turn the tide. And the plan again will be to track down that enemy army wherever it's going. Hoping we'll be strong enough to fight them. We don't want to do anything too crazy like attack them over the river. Running here. Not sure I'm going to be able to catch them. So used to leading my own armies that I'm almost surprised that we can be at war and still visit the castle holding. Alright, so we'll continue on. They're really just fighting for this one county. There are a lot of defenders. Let's help out on this siege and see if we can get some ticking war score. Also want to join up with our allies since the enemy does have a quite large army. Just follow our allies here, see where they're going. Where are they going? I don't know, they're going all the way over there is a great idea. Alright, well, at this point I think I just like to attach my army to them. And I think, the obvious problem is by moving away from the war goal, they're just going to give all these other armies an opportunity to retake it. AI is never known for its skill in warfare. So curious, can I do other contracts? Well, guess I can. Okay. So we'll just be doing other contracts while our army fights over there. Don't really think we need her. She doesn't have great stats or anything. It's not much of a loss in terms of gold either, so, or not even gold, but provisions. Improving our armies. On decent knight and actually a better master of arms. Okay, I think that will wrap it up for this episode. And the next episode will likely just be continuing to play the landless lifestyle, try to keep increasing the size of our forces, get our fame all the way up to legendary figure, and then sort of think about where we might want to get some land. Now that we know that that the Francia is no longer going to be ruled by a scourge conqueror, and that they're going to be vulnerable to depredations from Mali, who does have a scourge conqueror. So let's really try to figure out where the best place for us to go will be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode and hope to see you next time. Thanks, and bye.